user.
Good day everyone, so we're back again with another topics. In this video, we will discuss the Windows Forms application. So in this video, we will recognize the Windows Forms applications of C#. We will identify the controls used in creating a Windows Forms applications in C#, and we will use the different controls in designing a user interface. So let's start. The graphical user interface, or the GUI, is a Windows attribute that makes its applications user-friendly. It contains controls that user can use to interact with forms. A form is the place where the interface is designed. A Windows Forms application will allow the creation of a user interface by dragging and dropping controls from a toolbox to a form. After creating programs using console, you will now learn how to create Windows Forms applications using C#. You will add different controls and design the program's interface using the Windows Forms application. The design principles of the object-oriented design, which are encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism, will also be discussed. Let's start. So computer applications or programs are widely used over the world. Each application is being used by different users depending on what the application is about. Interface is very important in making applications since this is what the users see every time they use the application. Creating a system with GUI is very useful for the users. Now, did you know that you can develop applications for Windows 10 Mobile as well as an iOS and Android by using Visual Studio IDE? This application offers programmers to develop cross-platform applications. So let's get started with the Visual Studio. So the Visual Studio is a suite of applications created by Microsoft that specializes in creating various applications such as console applications, Windows applications, Windows services, Windows mobile application, the ASP.NET application, and ASP.NET web services. So this is the Visual Studio loading page, and it includes these various development tools. Cross-platform for mobile application in C# with Xamarin, HTML JavaScript with Apache, cross-platform for mobile games in C# with Unity, universal Windows app for any Windows 10 devices. So you were to download Visual Studio, here's the link on how you can download the Visual Studio. Now to launch Visual Studio 2015, you will just follow these steps. In the Start button, select All Apps, look for Visual Studio 2015. The Visual Studio 2015 user interface will appear, and it goes something like this. To create a new project, click the File menu and then choose New Project. The New Project dialog box will appear. Then just follow the step from 4, 5, and then click OK. So we have the different parts of the Visual Studio. So for number 1, we have the title bar. Title bar, it is where the name of the application and the name of the program are written. Number 2, the menu bar. It is a navigation utility to be used for interacting with Visual Studio. Number 3 is the Toolbox. Toolbox has a set of tools or controls such as buttons, labels, text, and the like. For number 5, the Solution Explorer is a panel that shows the file of your project. Number 6 is the Properties window. It is used to display the properties of a particular selected items in either Solution Explorer, such as a file or a control in the Design window. Number 7, the Output window. It's mainly used to observe build progression during project compilation. And for number 8, the Text Editor. It is where programmers write the code. Now, did you ever imagine a calculator having pure text for the instructions and needs a keyboard to key in numbers and operators? How long do you think it would take to get the answer? Good thing, the calculator application was developed with the graphical user interface. This allows user to interact with the application with the use of a mouse. So let's start. In creating a Windows-based program, you will design and lay out different controls on the user interface. The Windows form is an important part in developing any Windows-based application. It is where you design the layout of the application. It is usually composed of different controls that are called objects, such as button, text boxes, labels, and the like. So let's have the environment of the Windows Forms application. Let's start with the first one, the form editor. It is your primary work area located inside the Design tab, which is at the screen. Its default name is form1.cs. It has its own title bar and control buttons such as the maximize or restore button, minimize button, and the close button. The next one is the toolbox, typically located along the left side of the screen. It contains controls that you use to add objects like labels, graphics, images, button, list boxes, text boxes, and the like to your interface. The third one is the Solution Explorer. Solution Explorer, the window that gives you a tree-structured view of all the window files in the application. It displays the project names, forms, modules, classes, and more. Number 4 is the Properties window. It is a window that displays the properties for a form or control. Now, 4 steps in creating a project or application. First one, create the interface. Second one, set the properties or the controls. Third one, write the code. And last one, you have to test the code. In saving and retrieving a project, the usual way and how do you do it in your other documents, you will just press the Ctrl S or go to File, then save your document. The next one is the controls. Controls, it is also called objects, such as the button and the text box. It can perform an action when clicked by the user. These are manipulated using the mouse that will cause something to happen or allow users to view or edit data. The toolbox holds all the controls available in C#. The toolbox is part of the IDE, which is found on the left side of the window. Here are some of the C# controls. Let's start first with the label. Label displays text message for the use of other controls. It can also show an output and cannot accept users' input. For the button, it executes a specific actions and perform commands written in the code editor. For text box, it displays text same with the label, but unlike the label, this will allow input from the users. For the checkbox, used for tuning on or off a particular feature of a program. For combo box, shows choices through a drop-down menu. And let's proceed with the naming convention. Naming convention will help the programmer to easily recall the control name for coding purposes. Prefixes are normally used to start the name of an object to easily identify the controls used. Now, in naming a control in C#, the following are also observed and followed. Number 1 should not start with the numbers. Second one, the underscore symbol can only be used. Third one, must not include a space or a blank. Now, in addition, the following are recommended. You will use the capital letter on each word in a name. Example are given in our screen. You will use the verb for function and method names, and you have to use the prefix I in declaring the name for interface, followed by a noun or a noun phrase. Some object prefix are the combo box, checkbox, button, form, label, list box, menu, option button, picture box or image, shape, and text box. Now, your activity is to create a calculator program. On our next video, the next video will show how to create a calculator program. And enjoy watching the video, and I hope that you have learned something from today's discussion. See you on our next topic. Goodbye and God bless.